Guys, deluded Guna. Somebody asked for this video in my ideas things. I'm gonna give it to them. He had excellent. He was excellent at getting up and down the field. He had an engine, excellent technical quality. Could shoot from distance. Could shoot from far. Because of his sheer size, could get headers. And it's a shame he did not make it. Well, he did. It's not that he didn't make it here. It didn't go to plan, and his 9 seasons here were disrupted by injury. I think he had around 42 of them. Abou Diaby now signed for 2 million. Beat the likes of Chelsea to sign him. He was a good player. I mean, the link-up play was there. The balance was there. The ball retention was there. He could regain possession. He could shoot from distance. He could set up assists. He could obviously I wouldn't have him as a strong header, but he did score a couple headers for us. He was a player that looked somewhat like a steal. Signed for 2 million at 19 years of age, and he was looking all right. And then that thug, that Sunderland defender Dan Smith or whatever, took him out. Dirty challenge. And it spiraled out of control so much so Wenger was actually talking about legal advice. Now even Diaby spoken about that injury being the thing that started it, because of that ankle injury he had to overcompensate. His body had to overcompensate. Now I'm no doctor or physio or whatever, but if we look at it, your ankle when you're playing football, these things, it's got to have, you're shifting a lot of weight left and right. So if you can imagine the movements you need to do in football, and if your your ankle is injured, it's going to restrict that, and plus you're going to overbear onto the other one and things like that, resulting in other injuries. Now, we all hear jokes about injuries and stuff like that, but this is why I don't like to make jokes about this, because we need to remember it's health, man. It is upsetting. He's even said it. He said people say that he's got glass legs and he just cares about money, but this is his story and it's him. He said it gets to him. He has incredible mental strength, man. He said they don't know how much he gives to try and get back on the field. This is a man who's even said when he was in the physio room, he had to stop coming to the club because, one, he felt like crap being injured all the time and fans asking him, don't know what happened. 2, it was a depressing place in the physio room, and at Arsenal, you can see the boys training. That got to him. And he was just that's damn right down in the dumps. And he went to Qatar, he went to France, he went to the USA to clear his mind and deal with the injury and things of that nature. We know he got a lot of contracts when he probably should have been released. But can you really fault Wenger? I know Wenger gives out charity contracts and game ain't based on sympathy, but can you blame someone who had all the qualities to be a decent footballer, someone that has incredible mental strength, that keeps getting knocked back? You cannot blame Wenger for giving this guy every opportunity. I mean, he also said he wishes this injury happened at 27 instead of 19. Obviously, from the ages of 19 to 28, 27, that's a long time in a footballer's career. You just got to look at how Messi evolved from a team to that, for me to emphasize that point. So you think about how much he's missed. I think he's made around 10, despite all of these injuries, he's made around 10 or 16 appearances for France. He went to 010. He went to the World Cup in 2010. He missed the Euros throughout injury. There was a 3-year period he didn't make a cap for France, but he was called up to the side and he was about, whether it was Dominic or Blanc, they rated him a lot. He is someone I had a lot of time for, man. Whether it was how he played in the champs against Liverpool, how he played when we beat them in the league, setting up Walcott versus Chelsea in the 2007 Carling Cup. Ultimately, we lost that. Villa, I think he scored a banger against Villa at the Emirates. Whatever it was, where he cut it and hit it. He was a player I had a lot of time for. Even if we forced him out on the left, he was a player, man. It's sad. Because when he got them ankle injuries, it was then ankles, then groins, then knees, then knee ligament. Then he had all sorts of, he was getting all sorts of nonsense. Hips as well. It was disgraceful. And I mean, for a player that was this good and had this sort of ability to make 180 appearances for Arsenal, 19 goals, 16 assists, it doesn't do him justice that this whole guy's career, this is it. I think he's actually 31 now, and he's obviously moved on to Marseille. And he still had injury problems, so he's been robbed of injuries by a thug. Like it's sad, man. I rate this guy, man. Not just on his technical ability, for his sheer mental strength. This guy was told it was a potential career-ending challenge at 19, and he's actually consulted about maybe considering retiring again at 27, and probably in between. But he never gave up. Mental strength. I mean, that is how you deal with setbacks. I mean, he might ultimately have not got there and had the career, but to keep the same enthusiasm. He even said there was an injury he got in training when everything was going fine. That knocked him back and it shattered his confidence, and he felt like packing it in, and he kept going. He's a player I got a lot of time, but like I said, the mental aspect, because it's got to be upsetting. Ultimately, you're a footballer or any job. If you cannot perform in your job because of ill health or whatever, you're going to feel upset. You're going to feel depressed. he credits his religion, and I have Muslim friends who have seen him in the mosque in Palmer's Green when he was at Arsenal, and he was a very down-to-earth person, and he's someone that it's upsetting, man. It's upsetting because he, for 2 million at 19 years of age, he could have been a very decent player. I'm not going to say he could have been this, that, and the other. I can't remember if I said it at the start, but he was nothing like Vieira. Yes, he could play holding, and yes, he was physically big and black paws, but he's nothing like Vieira. Yes, Vieira could do these little dribbles, used to from time to time burst through the middle and dribble and produce a fantastic assist, and he's a better passer than some people give him credit for. But Diaby was more attacking minded, more technical. His game was more based on quality and technical. Well, so was Vieira based on quality, but it was more technical and footballing wise rather than Vieira's it was mainly power and them things there. So yeah, they've never been the same. Diaby's even said himself he's nothing like Vieira, and he's clearly not. If he was to put Diaby in the side, he's either going to be box to box or he's going to, I don't want to say can, but them sort of guys that can create things. He was a good player, man, and it's upsetting. There's really not much you could say, man. He had skills. He really could have been a footballer, man, and there's not much to say, man. It's upsetting. And to reiterate the point, let me find the thingy, the quotes I had. I actually wrote them down. It said, going into training every day, it was killing me when you spend all your time with the physios, teammates enjoying. That's upsetting. I had to get out and do rehab elsewhere. Not comfortable being injured at the club all the time. It's sad, man. It's sad. This guy's got incredible mental health. Like, the other quotes aren't really of any relevance, but it's upsetting, man. It's upsetting. Because like I said, 180 appearances over 9 years. Robbed of injuries literally 5 months into his career at Arsenal. Injured by a thug away at Sunderland. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Dirty challenge. And I want to say everything happens for a reason, because I do believe that on one hand. But when things like this happen, it's hard to really justify that. Like I said, it's a sad video, man. But we've got some memories of him at least. I mean, doing certain things to Chelsea centre backs, doing when he manhandled Joe Barton and showed him the levels. He scored a number of great goals and great assists in his short time here when he's been fit. The Liverpools, maybe, what was it? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but maybe it was 09 or 2012. I don't know why them 2 years are coming in my head. But he had a decent little run where his body and luck was a bit more kinder to him in terms of appearances. I could be wrong. I need to do my research and specifically check. But they're the 2 years off the top of my head. But guys, I'm waffling, man. Like, this is too depressing to continue, man. Diaby, wherever you are, I hope you're 31 or 30. I hope you can find a club, have them play 38 games or however many games in whatever division you're going to play in. Have a career, have some sort of career. Because despite all these injuries, he's still been rated by international managers. He's still spoken highly by Wenger and other managers, even managers that didn't manage him. So yeah, guys, to do the goon, I'm signing out. Abou Diaby, keep your head up. I'm signing out.